Good morning. Welcome to YAP. Today is a very special day because I've got the second guest ever on this podcast.
Number two. Crazy.
But for the sake of this, the original one hasn't come out yet. So this is the first guest ever.
I'll take the first spot. Hell yes.
Hyrumbe is the main man behind Flex Fitness Tirapa, Flex Fitness Newmarket. And bro, I've got to ask, what's harder? Running 2 gyms or leg day?
Oh, bro, leg day. Always leg day, bro.
Fair enough. Yeah, we're just gonna have a little calm chat. We'll start off with the fitness journey and where that started from. Because I can imagine running a gym isn't the easiest thing in the world.
Not when you do 2 different gyms in 2 different cities. It can be a lot to juggle, but
So why are you making life difficult for yourself?
because I love it.
Okay.
I love health and fitness.
Yeah.
You know what they say? It's you find a job doing something that you love. You never work a day in your life.
Yep.
Cap, it still works. It is still hard whether you love it or not.
Yep.
It's just that the hard is worth it.
Yeah. So take me back to the beginning. Were you always into fitness? Was this something that you've wanted to do since high school?
So my fitness journey started when I was probably around, I want to say 12 years old.
Okay.
And so my dad was super strong. He just had that old man strength.
Yeah.
He just had strength for no reason at all. He was just very hardworking, worked with his hands. He was a tradie. And then I had my oldest brother, because I got 2 brothers, and he was always jacked, super strong.
Yeah.
And so he was the one who originally got me into working out. Dad was strong, but he was just man strong. He didn't go to the gym.
Yeah.
And my older brother got me into training by showing me his jail workouts. So I grew up on straight prison workouts.
Yeah. Okay.
Bro, teaching
What
me
does that look like? What's a prison workout?
just body weight stuff.
Oh, okay, fair
So
enough.
I remember when I first started, little 12-year-old me, I was a little string bean. I had no muscle whatsoever. And so I used to do these home workouts, and it would be 50 push-ups, normal, and then I'd put my feet up on the bed, so it was like an incline push-up,
Yeah.
and then I'd do diamond push-ups, because that at the time I thought was middle chest, and then I used to do handstand push-ups too, because my brother got me into that, and what else? All these ab workouts. The bro gave me 1 dumbbell, and I used to load that thing up as heavy as it could go, and I'd just alternate each arm, and I'd just repeat. And so eventually I just got into the gym, but that's where it all started. Prison workouts, believe it or not.
Prison workouts. Look at you now. Not in prison. That's good.
Not in prison.
No. And so, in terms of career-wise, was this something that you've always wanted to do, run a gym? Or did you just want anything to do with fitness and you just didn't know what that looked like?
Nah, I think the second I got into the gym, I knew that I would always be there no matter what. So it was always going to be a constant. No matter what job I did, I knew I'd always be at the gym. Yeah. And so at the time when I was young, it was just survival. You did whatever you had to make a buck and look after your family. And so when I got the opportunity to go and start working in gyms, and I learned more about sales, marketing, business, I realized, hey, I can actually make good money out of this, and I can be there every day.
Yeah. Fair. And so was there something that you saw specifically in the gym that made you go oh, I see a gap in the market here that I can be the difference maker?
Yeah, 100%. So I think with most businesses, you're usually trying to solve a problem and hopefully solve it better than anyone else. And I very quickly realized that 99% of people who walk into the gym, they don't know what to do. And the funny thing is that most gyms don't fix that.
Yeah.
It's oh, I don't know what to do. Cool, here's a key tag to come and use equipment that you don't know how to use. And then anyone who's done this for long enough, we know that nutrition is a massive part of it. You can never out-train a bad diet.
Tell me about it.
And so what I decided to do, and this was, over a few years, sort of trying different things, is we decided to bring that help into the gym and just include it with the membership. And so there's definitely a gap in the market where my gyms, we offer coaching, full coaching with the memberships. You compare us to another gym, there is no comparison because they just don't do it. Or you have to pay, and you got to pay usually a decent amount of money. But I'm very focused on making sure that I help people change their lifestyles for the better and if I can be a part of that change, that's one of those things where like, you die tomorrow.
Yeah.
If you helped a bunch of people,
You're happy.
you're happy.
Yeah. Now I imagine like starting out, it's not all sunshine and rainbows and roses and all that. It's obviously it's far from perfect. As with anything that you start, was there a specific moment that when you started, you were like, when shit really hit the fan, you were like, oh shit, or like something was such a wake up call that you were like, oh, I didn't know what I was signing up myself for.
I don't know. It's hard for me, man, because I'm very much like I love being thrown in the deep end. So that moment you're talking about, I don't really go, oh shit, like what was I signing myself up for? I kind of thrive in that environment. I'll get to that point and be like, oh shit, this is a lot mean, because that means that normally this is where people stop or this is where people give up.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, this is my opportunity to do more. But I think anyone who runs a business will know this, is that it never stops. Yep. Those moments are constant.
Yep.
There's always that moment, whether it's things that go wrong, like plumbing issues, staffing issues, whatever it is, the numbers aren't where you want them to be. But running a business, being in any sort of a leadership role, everything is your fault, is what I like to say.
Yep.
And so you have to bear the weight of that 24 hours a day. There's no clocking in, clocking out.
Fair. Yeah. Now, let's tackle the marketing side of things, because obviously this is a big thing for in the space of running gyms. It's a very competitive market out here. Every gym and their mom promises people that, oh, you'll turn from like a couch potato to like a ripped guy in 6 weeks. Now, as a gym that's trying to disrupt the space, how do you cut through that noise and get people to actually show up?
I think you have to teach them. I think there's so much information online that it's almost information overload. We're in a weird space now where you have no excuse, because basically everything is available online for free.
Yep.
But then you get the problem of how do you tell what's good information? And so for us, it's really just showing that we get results. It's plain and simple. Any online coach or anyone in the space, that's what people want. They don't join a gym so that they can have a key tag and go, look, I have a key tag, I go to the gym.
Flex.
Right, they want results.
Yeah.
So because we get results, we just show that we get results.
Yep.
And I think what cuts through the noise more than just the results is just also our consistency in being present online.
Yep.
But then it's also the vibe too. It's making content that's relatable.
Yep.
It's not always the same stuff that you always see. And I think that's one thing that we've done well, where we've been able to grow our pages. Nothing super massive, but we get people talking about us a lot.
Of course. And I think there's something in that where, like, you said the word vibe. And I think slowly, I mean, you could correct me if I'm wrong. I'm a foreigner in this space, as you can tell. But I think that, don't laugh, you fuck.
Bro, hey, no self-depreciating talk around me, dog.
Yeah, fair. I think that there's something with the word vibe there, that like the gyms are becoming less and less about results and more just about a like routine vibe thing that it's just is part of your lifestyle, rather than like, oh, a transformational thing.
So for me, a tagline that I've sort of been running the last few months is, it's not a membership, it's a lifestyle.
Okay.
And so most people, you can join any gym and get a membership. You join our gym, you get a lifestyle.
Yep.
Because the lifestyle is all encompassing. It's not an 8-week challenge.
No.
A lifestyle doesn't stop after 8 weeks. That's not a lifestyle by definition. No. And so because you have the help, the people around you, the vibe, and it's things that happen outside of the gym as well. It's, we've got members who do run club, who do hiking, who do ultra marathons.
Yep.
That's not typically gym stuff, because it happens outside of the gym. But I think a lot of people now, if we're talking marketing, there's definitely a big wave of people, sort of like the Gen Zs, I guess, looking for, what do they call it? The third place.
Yes.
Third place. And
people
that's
are trying
what
to meet
I feel
their
like gyms
partners.
Bro, for real, like
Yeah.
I've been in the gym since I was 15. I'm 30 now, so it's 15 years. And the amount of lifelong friends I have, or I've seen people get, or partners met or whatever in the gym, crazy, because it's shared values. You can see that someone commits to some level of discipline and routine. You can get a pretty good gauge of people through the gym, and so it becomes a lot more of a social thing too, that you're surrounding yourself with like-minded people.
Yeah, especially if you show up like at least 3 to 4 times a week, then that's just somebody that you see that's like, whether you talk to them or not, that's somebody that's a part of your life indirectly, kind of. It's a little funny. And I think like, even like in terms of the marketing results, I want to say is that have you had more success in the results, like the actual physical results, or B, like just the random shit that you
Random
post?
shit.
See, that's really interesting, isn't it?
But I learned this from you guys, and it's acquisition versus service content.
Okay.
And so the random shit gets the eyeballs, but the service content is the real reason to do something about it. Like, now that we've got your attention, here's what you can do and why.
Yeah.
But everyone loves random shit. We all love funny shit.
And it's like sometimes it's the last thing you'll expect coming from like a gym page.
That's it.
And like that's part of it, I think. That's like
100%.
there's like a shocking factor that like, oh, why the fuck is Jack doing a handstand naked? Like, you know.
Hey, we had. Bro, I'll tell you what. One of the like I can go back through our pages and I can look at our most viral videos, and it's always been things that I've picked, trends that I've picked they're pretty left field half the time, but they're solely just funny. But we had this one, and it was such a niche trend, bro. I don't know if you ever saw it, but there was some girl here called like Khalifa or something.
Okay.
It was like Khalifa and like Icy Peach or something, and they were these just random niche people that like you'd never heard of, but it just started popping up like, you know that trend where it's like, don't let your man see, basically.
Yeah.
And then it was like me when Khalifa or whatever. Yeah. And then so I got one of our coaches to be like, Khalifa this, Icy Peach that. Just come here and we'll show you how to build your peach, because it was all based around their ass. And then, bro, that thing went off, and everyone. And the funniest part was like all of the comments were just like W marketing, W advertising. Bro, this is mean. I got to sign up right now. And if you pitch that to like the typical gyms, to their like marketing departments or whatever, they're gonna be like, no way, it's too rogue.
I think that's and I like the fact that you guys are more unconventional with this stuff, because I mean,
I get told off a lot.
But is it
videos
worth
that get taken down because head office just says nah.
But I think it's worth it in the long term.
100%.
Like, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but have you had more success than failures with that?
Yep.
Yeah, so it's just
don't ask for permission, ask for forgiveness.
Always say sorry after.
Bro, because that's the thing is like, I'll say sorry and get the result rather than not getting the result.
Yeah. Now, just quickly on like the fitness influencers side of things, how do you feel about fitness influencers in general? I'll start with there.
Most of them spread a whole bunch of misinformation and just talk a whole lot of shit to get views.
Okay.
Because I think the problem in the health and fitness space is that lies sell 10 times better than what truth does. That's the supplements, that's the people. So a big thing in the health and fitness industry is the natty or not. So it's dudes who are taking all sorts of gear, but peddling themselves off as it's only because I take this protein. And the good thing is the market is starting to learn that that's full of shit. Yeah. But it's almost gone to the extreme, and it's gone the other way, where anyone who has any level of decent results, they're like, you're on steroids. Yeah. And so myself, as someone who's a natural and never taken any of that stuff, I get accusations all the time, and I'm like, dude, I've been doing this for 15 years. If I don't look like this, I'm doing something wrong. Like,
I feel like Loki on that. Is that a compliment?
It is a compliment, bro. So people are always I'll never understand a natty dude who gets cut up about being accused of taking gear.
I feel like that's the best form of compliment.
Best compliment, bro. I'm like, so you're telling me that you look like you take gear with none of the side effects because you don't take it. I'm like, bro, please accuse me more.
I do.
Bro, honestly, it's the best compliment. Like anyone who's done this long enough and is a genuine natty, they ain't getting. The only time you'll get cut up about it is only because it takes away from the hard work that you've done. It's when it's implied like
you're a hack.
You took gear and you did it like the easy way. It's like, nah, like this took a long time.
Dedication and stuff. Yeah. I think there's a shift that's really interesting across the internet in general, but more specifically TikTok, with the whole looks maxing term.
Yep.
And like that's become like general lingo nowadays, that it's become looks maxing is just the thought of like, taking care of yourself. And I think the gym is a huge component of that.
100%.
So how have you taken, I guess, this like general rise of interest in fitness in looks maxing and turn it into like a gym thing, or turn it into like a gym push?
I think like one thing with, I guess, like looks maxing specifically, is not being afraid to double down on the vanity side.
Yeah.
I think one thing that I've hated with modern marketing is cancel culture, is being too scared to tell the truth. But what we've, body positivity, all of that sort of stuff, it's swung too far to, one side, and now it's going back the other way. But is people join the gym so that they can look good. Like, everyone feels better when they look better. Like, that's, we can't lie about that. And so why should you feel guilty that you tried really hard, got a result, and now you're proud of it?
Yep.
And so that's where, like, looks maxing is just about looks.
Yep.
Of course, there's all the health benefits of being in better shape, like lower body fat percentage and just general health, cardiovascular fitness. But, like, no one's going to lie and say that half the time, dudes, girls, whatever, it's just, I just do this shit to look good naked.
Yeah. No, they won't admit it.
But we all admit it in conversations.
Yeah.
But no, it's, look good, feel good.
Yeah.
And I think when you go to the gym, it's, looks is a big component, but it's not everything.
Yeah.
It's the vanity aspect, I think, is what puts a lot of people off, because they think that's the biggest part.
Yeah.
The funniest thing is gym people, by and large, are probably some of the most insecure people you'll ever meet. Like,
that's so interesting.
It's so interesting because from the outside looking in, you see muscles or done up, looking good. You think, oh man, they must be so confident. 100%. You have conversations with enough gym people, they are tearing themselves apart. Body dysmorphia, absolutely rife with it, because there's a common meme, and it's like, the day you step into the gym is the day you will never be happy with your physique, because once you realize that you can make it better, you always want to make it better.
Strive for better. Is it? Yeah, I wonder if it's also like the idea of just like comparing yourself to others.
Yep.
Like, you could be the fittest guy in the gym, but are you the fittest guy in the city? Are you the fittest guy in the country?
Bro, we were talking about natty or not before. I am terrible for this. I will look at dudes who are very clearly on steroids and compare myself and get cut, and I have to check myself all the time and be like, dude, like, chill out.
We're different leagues.
And you have to, it's hard because you don't want to be up yourself.
Yeah, of course.
But you also don't want to, because if I'm trying to promote other people into this lifestyle and stuff, I have to preach that, no, you do have to be proud of yourself and realistic expectations. I think one of the poisonous things with health and fitness industry is very unrealistic expectations. Yeah. It's when people lie. They say, I take this and this happens. Yeah. Cap,
Yeah. Fair enough. Now, taking it back to Flex Fitness gyms specifically, here's the thing. I think gyms that operate as, I don't want to say family, but gyms that do operate as a family tend to have the best community 100%. Of people.
Yep.
How do you ensure building a strong community and, like, by extension, a loyal customer base that just comes back every day?
Starts with us. Okay. So if the people in the gym, like the staff, they don't exemplify that to the members, you set the tone. So if you're doing that with members see that that's the standard, they do it with other members. Yeah. One thing that I love about the gyms that I run is we get that comment a lot, is just around the vibe and the culture. Every gym has equipment. Yep. Every gym's got a bench press. Every gym's got, leg extension, whatever. But you cannot pay or put a price on the feeling that you get when you're in there. And so I spend a lot of time yapping, basically. Like, you've been at the gym. Yeah. I'll take time to walk around and just talk to people, get to know them. I'll randomly jump in, help people hit a PR just because, and just build connections with people. Because at the end of the day, we are people. Yep. No one leaves a gym because they have too many friends. Yeah.
And that's that conversation is a lot more memorable than the standard bicep workout that you're about to do.
Yep.
And I think that's something really, there's something really valuable in that. And I think that something that Flex Fitness does specifically that I'm really into is the idea of, like, community-based events, community-based stuff like the Run Club stuff.
Yep.
Or like the general events that you do across the year.
That's a big focus for me this year. Is I want to create some in-person events so that people can just come, have fun, connect, win some free shit.
Yeah.
Like, just make it something that, like, you and the boys, like, oh, bro, this is on Saturday.
It's emotive.
Bro, let's go. Yeah. Because I think the gym scene, to be fair, at the moment is pretty dead. Hyrox came in, never heard of it before, but I noticed that shit because, man, there was like over 6,000 people that registered. It was a whole vibe being there, competing, watching whatever. And I was like, why don't we have people in New Zealand running more things like that, you know, and getting brands involved? And so that's something that I did recently was I just put up a video and I just said, I want to make events like this. Who is keen? Give me some ideas. And I've had some brands and people reach out. And so that's in the pipeline. Yeah. I'm going to try and build some stuff this year.
It's really exciting. Sign me up. Sign me up. Sign me
bro,
up.
hard.
Okay. One last thing I'll ask about, like, just try and maintain the customer base, or trying to maintain the same members. Sorry, I got you. There we go. Trying to maintain the same amount of people. How do you ensure that they don't bounce to these big commercial brands? Say, like, just for the sake of examples, like an F45 or like a City Fitness.
I don't see them as competition. They're not direct competition. So I go after a very specific demographic that will know what they want.
Yep.
And my staff will know this, is that if people do leave to go to another gym, I just go wait for them to come back.
Yeah.
And because we get it quite often, is people will go, because if you brought up F45, that's group fitness.
Yep.
We don't do group fitness. Fair. So I'm all supportive of if someone prefers that type of environment that they go there. But typically they'll come back to a gym setting just because of price and it's hard to turn up to classes at specific times, things like that. But if you compare, a better comparison would be someone like the cheaper gyms, the cheaper 24/7 gyms.
Yep.
I ain't even going to say their names.
I might have said it.
But people have left to go somewhere cheaper.
Yep.
And I shit you not, within 2 days sometimes they have come back and been like, nah, I'm sorry, man, sign me back up. Because you can't, it's like we talked about before, the price on the vibe, the culture, the environment. Yes, it's cheaper per week, might save $10, but is that $10 worth it when you hate the $10 you're spending versus spending more but loving it?
Yeah. And I think that's something that people in general have been moving towards, like the trend of not cheaping out on stuff.
Yep.
Especially when it's like an investment
into health and fitness.
Yeah. Into like your longevity and stuff, etc., which is really good. This is a selfish question. What is the craziest thing that you've seen, heard, or experienced at one of your two gyms?
Do you know what's annoying is every time someone asks me this question, I go blank, and then I think of it later.
After on the drive home.
The craziest things, like
some wild member story.
But like they never come to mind when someone asks me the question. Okay, give me a minute and I'll try to think. Frick. Wildest.
Somebody put their pants in the middle of the
I've got a story, but I can't say names. But then it's like, I swear, low-key people who like are in the area will know who it is and who I'm talking about.
Even if you don't say names.
Even if I don't say names, bro, I think it's. I'll tell you one from another gym. Okay. I remember. It's not even that wild or crazy, but I just remember one of my mates who ran another gym, so not my gyms, but he sent me this photo and someone just straight up shit on top of the toilet, and like bro had just gone on his summer break, and so this was like his first day back in the gym, and it was just this photo that just got sent to me of just like a soft serve swirl style shit on top of the toilet, like on the lid.
Like the seat was closed.
The seat was closed. I'm like,
how do you get up there?
That's on purpose, bro. That's not an accident. I'll tell you one thing, man, is public places, public bathrooms especially, people just do, I don't know why. There needs to be a study on this, but people do weird stuff in
psychology.
I don't know what it is, but they turn feral in public bathrooms. They just be trying out things that they would never do before, like doing a dookie on top of the toilet. Oh,
that's insane.
I think what gyms are probably most known for in terms of like wild or out there is more, it's drama, bro. Yeah. It's the, he got with, she got with, all of that sort of stuff. That was kind of like what that story I was going to tell was about. Oh, fuck it, I'll tell it. So there was, I'll try and tell it without giving it away too much, but it was basically just a dude who had a child who cheated on that mother's child, No, I'm not saying it right. It was a dude,
Yeah.
and he already had a child.
Yep.
Cheated on the baby mama.
Yep.
Then he cheated on the next baby mama.
Yep.
While she was pregnant with that child, and then almost did a three-peat. And I was just like, and it was like the
Wait. Is this people from the gym?
There's people from the gym, bro.
He's going through the people from the gym, and I'm scared to say hi to
Bro, I'm trying not to say like too much, but it was all within the gym, and it was crazy to me because I ended up having to get involved just as the person at the gym at the time, the main man. But it was awkward. It was so awkward. I can't it's hard without going into details, man. But that was probably one of the wildest
pretty
things,
crazy.
is getting involved in that drama between this like awkward love triangle of just absolute mischief.
Reality show in real life.
Real, bro.
Crazy. What's a piece of advice you have to somebody watching this? They could be into fitness. They could not be into fitness. They could be into the idea of starting a business. Just in general, what is your one piece of advice?
Consistency, whether it's business, health and fitness, whatever, like you said, is massively underrated. With health and fitness, I tend to get people to focus on habits first. Doesn't matter how technical you get if you're not even showing up in the first place. So I think don't overwhelm yourself, especially in this space with health and fitness. There's a lot of opinions, there's a lot of information out there. Don't make something that's hard become impossible by overwhelming yourself. Just turn up. Same with the business. If you want to start a business, just daily tasks that you do consistently. Just keep trying.
Well said. Final question. If calories didn't matter, what's the cheat meal for you that's like you're going there?
Man, I'm like a savory dude, eh?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what I do tend to go hit if calories didn't matter. I'm definitely not a sweet tooth, so it's not the typical like cookies and sweets. It's just food. Hot chips, definitely a slut for hot chips, with lots of sauces and stuff like that. So like loaded chips even. Burgers has to be like a good burger, not just like dripping with oil. Like it's got to be nice. So almost like healthy to a degree. Dessert wise, I like apple crumble and like vanilla ice cream. Like I'm quite plain, man. I think that's why I can stick at this stuff so long. Is because I'm like,
it's okay. We'll do that. Fair enough. Yeah, I was gonna say, loaded fries are man.
Oh, fried chicken.
Yeah. No, fried chicken, loaded fries, bro. Like chicken strips, just man. I'm about to eat this camera, man.
Fried chicken and loaded chips. Fried chicken loaded chips.
Yeah. Crazy, man. This was a cool conversation, man. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me, bro.
Where can the people find you and or the gyms that you run?
So, Flex Fitness Te Rapa. Bro, where am I looking?
This one.
Flex Fitness Te Rapa, Flex Fitness Newmarket. I'm on TikTok at Hyrumbe, Hyrumbe. Instagram, that's still private. I need to change that. But you can find me on there. On TikTok at the moment. That's the platform that I'm trying to grow the most, I think, at the moment. And I've just been... And then make the jump over to Instagram and get that one pumping. Yeah.
Post that first reel, man.
Real.
Yeah. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for tuning into the YAP Podcast. Subscribe to the newsletter, like and subscribe. Peace.